Hey everyone, just give me a second to get started here. Let's see, where's my list? So I'm gonna do some sketch cards for Patreon patrons. Some folks that just got me their choices, so let's do some of these. Let's see, all right. See if you can guess who this is. Snake Eyes, that's right, Mike. You got it. This is for our dude Kenny Wong. Let's see. All right. Let's ink. Let's see, Mike asked, do I win anything? You win a no prize, bruv. Psych. Maybe I will send you an extra something with the next package. We'll see. All right. think this pen is dying. Switch off. Let's see. That's better. Let's see. Hey, if you guys say something in the chat and I miss it, I apologize. I'm not ignoring you. My for some reason with the YouTube app, my chats are like notoriously like the timing is always a little off, and sometimes I won't see the messages come through, and then I don't get any notifications when they come through. So if you ask a question or make a comment and I don't respond, I apologize. Theo, witness me. Dude, I love that movie. And I think someone asked if I ever drew Nova. I think I have. Well, actually, you know what? I know I have. A couple years back, uh, Marvel hired me to redesign the like Nova Corps and the superhero version of the uniform thing. Um, so I drew them officially for that, and I also designed a paddy wagon, kind of space paddy wagon thing. If you ever saw the cover for Christ, I don't remember the issue, the Deadpool in space issue that was like an oversized thing. You'll see the Nova Corps uniforms I designed and the paddy wagon. The paddy wagon's on the cover. Can't remember if we used it inside. That was a cool gig though. I think this guy's almost done. Let's go in with, see if I can get this white pen to work. I hate these things. I can never get those damn, like, these white gel pen things to work for some reason. And I know artist friends that swear by them, but for some reason I can never get it to work. But I think I can find it. I had a white Posca pen in here. I don't know what I did with it. Aha, found it. These always work. Probably shouldn't jinx it, but Very trusty. Sign this here. All right, I think that's done. Let's do the next one. Actually, let me erase some of this blue line here. All right. Next card. Where's my list? Let's see. I'm so impressed how you use shadows on a. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's with Snake Eyes. I think the trick is to almost think about them in reverse, where like uh, you figure out where the highlights are. Normally, you would stop and think about where the the shadows would go, and in Snake Eyes' case, you want to think about it the other way around. And someone asked how much are the sketch cards. I don't traditionally sell these. I do them. I offer them through my Patreon. So at the VIP level, it's $25 a month, and then you get a different reward each quarter. So like one quarter, it'll be here. I actually have one here. So notice one quarter you get like a print, like an art sign. It's like a little mini art book. Another quarter you get a bunch of custom stickers. It's usually about 4 or 5. Let's see if I have any here. I'm not a good salesman. I should have my stuff right. Oh wait, here to go. So you get this is a pretty. That's like a 6-inch sticker. That one's 4. These are all vinyl, like high end. And there was one more for this month actually. You get the stickers. Wait, no, is that right? I think this month is the stickers. Oh my god, I'm losing my brains. And then you get art prints. So it's all designed so you get a different thing each month, and then it cycles back around at the end of the quarter. And if you stay a member for 3 months, you get a sketch card on your 3rd month, in addition to whatever that month's reward is. Just as like a little extra thank you for sticking around, just because, you know, I appreciate these guys that are like this committed to helping me do stuff. So, so in essence, I guess it would be like a $75 card, except you're also getting all the monthly rewards. I'm probably overdoing it, but I don't know how else to do stuff. I'm always overdoing it. Anyway, let's see. I can't find my pen. Aha, there it is. Hope that answers your question. All right. So if you haven't guessed, this is Kratos. And the patrons choose who they get for the sketch card, obviously. I could probably just sell just straight up sketch cards. I don't know. Like, if it were just about the money, then I guess, yeah, I would just sell sketch cards. But by doing it as part of the Patreon, it allows me like, basically most of the funding for the tier goes towards getting to make new stuff. Like, I told myself if I did make a Patreon, I would use it as a, like, kind of an extension of our self-publishing, and as an opportunity to like make all the little side things that we, you know, I have wanted to do for a long time. So it's really about kind of funding the self-publishing stuff, specifically, especially those zines. Like, they're one of my favorite things to make. I love all of it, but the zines are my favorite. Yeah, man, I understand. It's all good. Like, I try to mix up, like, obviously, the, the Patreon's important for, like, funding our little side projects, but, like, I get that money's tight. So I try to mix up, like, even on our Gumroad store, I've kept, like, the no frills version of like, my educational books, or the, like, lower cost uh, digital zines and things like that, just so, like, I don't want to price out folks that are, like, on a budget, because God knows I was on a budget, and frankly we always still are. um so yeah, I get it, man, no worries. I tend to also post, like, free stuff on the weekends on the Patreon, just because, you know just because, basically, I feel a little guilty about keeping everything behind the paywall. So um I do still post some stuff free. Oh, that's really sweet of you, man. Yeah, the it's funny because the educational stuff we've been doing has grown from, like, teaching in class. Like, I teach an anatomy class at the Pennsylvania College of Art and Design, and I had never, like, really planned on being a professor. I just sort of fell into it because I had spoken at the school after I had worked on a movie called Hop, and they asked me to come out to talk about it, and I dug the place, and next thing you knew, like, they were offering me a teaching position, and I thought, like, what the hell? Um, and I was, like, drawing all the handouts for the class, and we needed a way to share it, like, with subsequent classes. So I was, like, throwing them on a PDF and putting them on online, and then, like, it kind of blew up, like, for people outside of my class. Like, the idea was to share the PDF with students for free, um, and I threw them on Gumroad, thinking it would be an easy, like, way to share it. And then I guess I don't actually really 100% know how sort of it got out there at first. But, like, next thing you know, was, like, paying fees because I had listed it for free. So I was, like, paying fees for them selling it at zero, like, $0. So we made it, like, I forget, a buck or two, and it just took off from there. So I'm always thrilled to hear from people that have found it helpful. It's cool. I, like, didn't see that part of my career coming. Frankly, I never thought I'd be a teacher. So it's very cool. Been an honor. Teaching a new class this semester, which I'm a little nervous about. Uh, Not just because of the pandemic, just because, I want to do a good job. Should be exciting. I get the feeling there's going to be a new cheat codes coming out of it just because I'm going to have to do a bunch of new handouts since it's a brand new class on expressive figure, like drawing, painting, illustration, whatever. I don't think I've ever drawn this character before. Although I did do this sketch of just a generic warrior dude that everybody was convinced was him. Was not planned. Right on. Can you... Oh, you. Kellen, I'm not sure I'm understanding the question. Sorry. Let's see. Oops, wrong brush. Actually, maybe it's not. Maybe it's the right brush. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Someone says could have fooled me. I'm not sure. Let me check the chat here. Maybe I missed something. It says for character, do I check reference? I did actually. For this one, for this particular one, like I said, because I haven't drawn them before, I want to make sure I get them right. So I looked up a picture real fast just to, because I don't want to goof up, like say the face marking or something. I'm not like looking at a reference, like trying to reproduce it or anything. I'm just looking at it for like research purposes, basically. Like, am I getting the face marking right on the correct eye, the scar or things like that. Once I have the reference, I tend to kind of, once I have it like where I'm confident, that I have the details right, then I tend not to really look at it again. I don't want to just reproduce something that somebody else has made. You know what I mean? Let's see. Can I give tips on drawing hair? Um, I think the key is like, especially with something scruffy, you want to like let the brush tip do its thing, kind of flick at the end. Um, don't be afraid to draw it very textured. You see, I'm kind of mixing in a dry brush with like kind of flicking the little texture of the hair. Actually, I want to do a little more here. Um, his hair is pretty like the beard hair is pretty scraggly. If I was drawing hair on the head, I would be thinking about where the light source is, and it's sort of like the previous Snake Eyes sketch, where like instead of thinking about just the shadows, you want to be thinking about where the highlights are, and try to think of the hair as like a unique form. Like if you were drawing a skull, you would think of a round form. With the hair, you got to do a similar thing, right? It's on the round form, so it's going to have that little bit of a shape definition to it, and then you want to think of like tufts of hair instead of individual hairs, and draw each shape kind of unique to the others, and try to make it as interesting as possible, you know? But I think that guy's done. Where's my other guy? So far it's been Snake Eyes and Kratos. So far so good. Let's put these over here. What paper do I use for comic art? I use Bristol. People, thank you, by the way. I'm glad you like Superior Spider-Man. Marvel tends to send me the art that or rather the paper that I'll be using. However, I like Bristol board. Might even have here. This is my personal favorite. I'll show you what the pads look like. So it's Strathmore, Bristol. Bristol just refers to the type of paper. I like, it says vellum surface. That just basically means smooth. I like a slightly smoother paper, but you should decide what you dig. If you like a little more texture, you should go for something else. And then the other thing you want to look for is what series paper it is, right? So this is 300 series. There's 2, there's 3, there's 4. The 4 is like really, really thick. I like 3. I like 4 too, but 3 is a nice like kind of like standard comic page paper. Let's see. Let's maybe do one more. Hopefully that has answered your question. Let's see. Oh, hey, Rodrigo. I think it said Rodrigo. Is that what? Sorry, the chat is not stick. It disappears. Yes, Rodrigo. Hey, man, I appreciate it. You're right. It sucks with if you're talking about the VIP level. It sucks. It's the shipping has gotten crazy expensive from the U.S. overseas. So what we do with the VIP level, if that's what you're referring to, is we ship, instead of every month, we ship stuff out every quarter. So you'll get like one big package with all the physical goodies. But honestly, like it probably makes more sense to do one of the like either the intro or the $10 tier. With the $10 tier, you get digital digital zines, so there's no incurred cost with shipping, and I'll send out like a sticker or 3 at the $10 level, and that's just, I can throw that in an envelope and have it out. That's not a big deal. Let's see. All right, let's do this next one. I might move these guys so I don't mess them up. Okay. Yeah, John Stewart, Green Lantern. Give me a drink of water. Today's live stream brought to you by this cup. I got these new mugs made in my store, and I'm thoroughly enjoying them. All right, let's think. Maybe I won't do a border on this one. I'm not sure. You know what? Yeah, let's do a border. Kind of sharpens it up nice. Of course, I can't find the pen I was using for borders. Let's do this one. All right. The Green Lanterns are pretty cool. I was drawing Deadpool. I got asked to draw. This was before I went exclusive to Marvel, but DC offered me a like Green Lantern Corps type series, which would have been really cool. I didn't want to bail from Deadpool, so I turned it down. But I often think how cool it might have been. Where do I want to be in 10 years? Hopefully here chilling with y'all, drawing. Honestly, like, I'd be thrilled. I'm having a great time. I enjoy, like, I've sort of, I spent so much of my career just like in the studio working and like keeping to myself. That since opening up, with the Patreon and live streaming more, uh, especially this past year, I realized like what I've been missing. So, especially since I don't really do conventions, you know what I mean? Like, this is a cool way to spend your time. So, I don't know. I hope that like in 10 years, I'm essentially doing some version of what I'm doing. Whoop, let me turn this down. Some version of what I'm doing now. I'd like to be doing maybe, hopefully, I have, I don't want to say too much because some of that stuff we're laying down track for now, but I'm hoping to maybe have a series of my own. Maybe 10 years I'll be like working on that still. Doing lots of art books. I enjoy that thoroughly. Yeah, like kind of what I'm doing now. Just more of it, you know? I'm a very lucky dude, so it's it would definitely be a version of what's going on now, basically. No, you're not my friend. Sorry, still running ads. I should give in and do Spotify Premium. Let's see. I should ask you guys, where should I be in 10 years? You tell me. What character have I really wanted to draw but haven't had the opportunity to? That's a tough one. Opportunity, I'm going to guess you mean like professionally, right? Not just for commissions and stuff. And I don't know. I've gotten to draw a lot of it, man. Daredevil was one. So that's been a cool thing to get to work on. The Hulk. Although I only got really to do the one issue before having to jump onto Daredevil. Um, that was a big one for me. Uh, there's a couple DC characters. I mean, like everybody's the obvious answer is Batman. Everybody wants a little Batman run. Uh, Maybe a Wonder Woman story would be fun. Uh, Hellboy too, man. Hellboy would be fun, but it would have to be the right thing. Like maybe something with Mike Mignola himself, kind of thing. I don't know who else. I had the opportunity to do Superman a while back, and I couldn't stay on too long because again I was working on Deadpool, um, and the deadline was a little tighter than I would have liked. But I think I might have like a decent Superman story in me too, to be honest. But honestly, most of the big ones for me I've already gotten to work with. Uh, Spider-Man, like I mentioned, the Hulk, that kind of thing. Actually, you know what? I just remembered one that I always wanted to work on that I didn't get a chance to. Was Constantine when it was at Vertigo. I haven't read any of the newer stuff they're doing with DC, but I would have enjoyed that too. That'd have been fun. Let's break this out. Let's see. Let me check the chat. My crossover, yeah, it would be an honor to work with Mignola. Like he's obviously like super respected, you know. Maybe a little smaller. Okay. Let's move this camera down a little bit because I keep drifting. So I'm going to do a little trick here with the ring, smaller triangle. I have this little magnet here that I'm using as my vanishing point, basically. Mike asks, do I have an affinity for Marvel or DC characters? I understand of choosing. No, actually, you know what? It's a fair question. I grew up mostly reading Marvel characters, so I definitely lean more that way. Um, it's not because I'm exclusive. It just happens to be that, you know, I grew up reading like the X-Men and Punisher War Journal, and I was never like an Avengers guy for some reason. I don't know why. I remember thinking they were kind of square for some reason as a kid. Um, but I definitely have more of an affinity for Marvel characters. However, as I've, you know, gotten older, I feel like I understand the DC characters better. I didn't like Batman as a kid. Like, for instance, I never, I don't think I ever bought a Batman comic as a kid. I think, honestly, if I'm remembering correctly, the very first Batman comic I ever bought was Arkham Asylum. And that was mostly just because of the art, you know? Like, so I don't know what it was. It took me a while to sort of get the DC characters, but I think now, like, there's a part of me that recognizes like it would be fun to draw some of those characters. Like, Mike says I was never a big Batman fan. Yeah, Jim Aparo. It's funny you should mention him because he's, you know, when people say like, well, whose artwork do you imagine when you think of Batman? And I tend to like, if I close my eyes, I tend to think of him, uh, like his version of Batman, or Mazzucchelli's from like uh, Batman Year One, things like that. Like, and those two are not necessarily like visually related, but for some reason, those are the two that stick in my head. You know. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of white paint. Just to show the light kind of from the ring going over the figure, but I don't want to obscure any of the like important facial features, so I'm going to kind of keep it to minimum. Using my trusty Posca pen. Thanks, Mike. I might stop there. I don't want to overdo it. I'll do a little bit more here in the hair. All right. I think he's done. Let's sign him up. Let's show all the ones we did today. We have a Snake Eyes and a Kratos God of War. I kind of want to go back into him a little bit after. I feel like I didn't make him quite dark enough around the eyes. This is the bad part of these things, is I want to kind of obsess over them until they're just right. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I actually wanted to go in. Where did I put that? There we go. And add a little bit of a. Somebody asked earlier about the hair. I wanted to add highlights with white just to kind of beef up the texture. Here we go. So 3 sketch cards down. I have another couple, but I think I'm going to take a break, go make a coffee or something. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate everybody, and hopefully you enjoyed the live stream. I will try to jump on here a little more often. I'm going to start posting more like real-time sketch art and stuff, especially from my warm-ups. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, you know I do my daily warm-ups, which we decided to launch as like an art zine series, which will be available on my Gumroad store, gumroad.com/Mike Hawthorne. So, but if you want a sketch card, check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/Mike Hawthorne Art. VIP members get a sketch card after 3 months. And thanks for everything. Peace.